Well, good morning, and my usual rant. Just let me remind you that this day, Thursday, and also tomorrow, people are collecting or using coffee mornings for Macmillan, the well-known cancer charity, And if you can support that, I would urge you to. My own wife, my late wife, had breast cancer and managed to beat it with the help of Macmillan. So I'm very keen on this charity, and tomorrow, Friday, we'll actually be broadcasting from Lewes Station, where the station staff, along with my favourite runaway bistro cafe, will be raising money for Macmillan. So don't often make appeals like this on this programme, but this one is special, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow when we try to have a bit of fun down at the station supporting Macmillan for the morning. I escaped jail yesterday. Give credit where credit is due. Lewes District Council, with whom I've got the argument, responded when I attended court. I never actually did get into the magistrates' court at all. They withdrew the summons before that happened, and for once I had a decent sort of chap to talk to who listened to what I had to say. Customer First, I don't know whether he's part of Customer First, but Customer First, when they just use email and so on, don't have a clue. Not a clue. So I'm not being very forgiving for them for that. But yesterday they had a chap who was willing to listen to the case, decided that it could be resolved, and is trying hard to resolve it. And between us, let's see if we can come to some conclusion. But at least I was quite impressed with what LDC did yesterday in that particular instance. They get some PR help now, might be okay. Incidentally, one of the strange things I find is everybody wants a password nowadays. We're absolutely paranoid about passwords, and I can't remember them all, and I don't really feel like going through the process of keep on starting a new one for everything I look at. But you go to Lewes District Council's website, and it tells you, here are some press releases, and here's what we're doing, and so on and so forth. And you press on the piece that you're interested in reading, and you have to go and fill in, get a password and all the rest of it. Well, we're past that, I think. I'm 78, and even I realise that most people nowadays just want to tap and be done with it. Yeah, some people are doing the finger thing, and some people are paying for their coffee with their phone and so on. I haven't got quite that far, but nonetheless, one tap and that should be it. And somehow, somewhere, one of the brains that gets behind all these things, even if they're security conscious, have got to do away with this password for absolutely everything. I do understand, I think, that there is a way of getting one password for everything that you do, but I suppose that's slightly dangerous. But the other thing is, I don't quite understand how to do it, and until somebody explains, then I urge, let's do something about not having passwords for absolutely everything that we do. We're having passwords to breathe next. I'm just keeping an eye here because I try hard to keep to 5 minutes for this particular rant. So my rant is that I'm not in jail, that I'm discussing things with the council at long last. Mind you, I asked them last July, if we could get together and have a chat. That fell on deaf ears. The top brass aren't that interested in talking to people like me. Oh my goodness me, no. But nonetheless, we seem to be getting somewhere with a resolution, and that's a result, I suppose. All right, so tomorrow I shall see you down at the station. The trains aren't really getting any better. Mine was late 15 minutes getting into Victoria the other morning. When was that? Yesterday, the day before. There's a bit of chaos in the evening, and nobody knew which platform for a little while that the train was going to come in on, and then when it did, it was jam-packed within seconds. The train that I used to take at 8:45 in the morning, which was a lovely train, used to be an 8-coacher, sometimes a 12-coacher, sometimes it was a 4 and an 8, and it joined up in Lewes. Now it's just 4 coaches, and of course you're fighting for a seat, and that's the sort of thing that the train companies now need to look at, is if they haven't got enough coaches or trains or whatever, don't put them on the schedule. But it's just making life miserable, and they're getting the flack for it. Okay, short rant this morning, and there we are. I'm a free man. Woo! And I'd worn my Russian hat just in case I got thrown into the gulag. But we'll see you tomorrow. And at the moment, the weather is looking pretty good, so perhaps we'll have a fine weekend, at least one where the heat will work up a thirst. Till then, toodle pip.